Hello and welcome to National Focus. I'm your presenter Mervin. Thank you for joining us. In the headlines, Dominican pathologist Henry Fagan passes on, and Roseau Valley to seek recommencement of infrastructural developments. All these stories and more when National Focus returns. Welcome back. Time now for the details of the news. With the new school year officially commencing on Wednesday, September 5th, Minister for Education Honorable Peter Seja has assured the public that maintenance and repair works to most of the government schools is complete. The minister made the announcement when he addressed members of the media at a press conference on Tuesday afternoon. The minister noted, however, that finishing touches are still being done on a few primary schools.
As it stands, we have a number of schools that are 100% complete as it relates to our maintenance schedule. We must note, however, that a few of our school plants, works will continue throughout the next 3 to 4 weeks. We have scheduled the works in such a way that there will be minimal interruptions and disruptions to classes.
The minister revealed that maintenance works are currently being carried out at government schools in the communities of St. Joseph, Pichelay, Penville and Campbell. The minister is reporting that repair work on the Northeast Comprehensive School is at a satisfactory phase, which will allow students to attend school this week.
From the information that I have from the technocrats within the Ministry of Education, all secondary schools, including the Northeast Comprehensive High School, are in a satisfactory state and worthy to receive the children tomorrow.
The Education Minister has advised that maintenance work on the Northeast Comprehensive will continue at the school this week and is expected to span over the next 3 weeks. He disclosed that the ministry had to procure specialized windows for that school, which will be installed during the next few weeks.
As was said by my Chief Education Officer, we have sourced windows from Barbados, and the view is we required windows that are much more durable than what obtained before. These windows have been sourced, should be on island within the next 2 weeks, and we have engaged a contractor who have given us an undertaking that the repair works will be carried in the shortest possible time frame with very little interruptions, since the works have been scheduled to take place in the afternoon and the night hours.
GIS National Focus will bring you more on the Education Minister's press conference in Wednesday's newscast. Infrastructural works are soon to continue in the Roseau Valley area. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, Parliamentary Representative for the area, Honorable Colin McIntyre, Honorable Reuben Blackmore, who is Minister for Public Works, and the technical team took to the streets of Copthall and Mount Prosper on Monday. The visit gave officials an opportunity to gauge how much work needs to be done around various hamlets within the Roseau Valley area. The Public Works technical team, along with the cabinet ministers, discussed matters of proper drainage and the installation of culverts to address many of the concerns within that community. Dominica's road network has improved significantly over the past year, and government intends to continue in its quest to develop this means of communication, and the Copthall Mount Prosper Road is no exception. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt explained the phases of roadworks taking place along the Mount Prosper Road.
Those of us who have driven on the Mount Prosper Road for many decades would know that this has been a very dangerous piece of road, very narrow, and the government decided to improve the roadway in phases. So we've done the first phase, and it's near completion. There are additional works that have to be done because of the terrain and because of the volume of water in the area. For example, additional drainage will cost about $400,000 to ensure that we can protect people's property and also protect the investment that have been made insofar as the roadworks are concerned. So, and there are also additional walls that have to be constructed to hold up the road itself.
While the Mount Prosper Road is in need of some additional enhancements, the Prime Minister stated that government will address those needs.
people see these things happening and they see that there are some delays in completion, and they have comments to make. But one has to appreciate the difficulties of Dominica's terrain, and sometimes you have a particular contract, but you need additional works, and this is where we are on the Montpros Road.
As per the Prime Minister, extensive works will also commence on the Coptal Road.
Coming from junction of Coptal, because there is an area where before the bridge where you have water slips there, and the road is very terrible. So we'll be doing some works there, and also drainage within the community of Coptal, because even if you go to do the road repairs and you fail to do the drainage, then within a matter of days or weeks, then what you would have done on this road would have been irrelevant and so forth.
Improvements are also being planned for the Wharton-Waven Road.
We plan to also improve on the Wharton-Waven Road from Coptal go back to Wharton-Waven. So we are now reviewing the estimates, reviewing the scope of works, and once that is completed, the first order of business is to widen some of the corners, or remove some of the corners, open up, and also drainage, critical. And there's a small bridge before you take the village itself in Wharton-Waven that will be widening to allow for a better flow of traffic. So we invest in heavily in the Rosa Valley area so far as roads are concerned and other areas.
Honorable Rayburn Blackmore, Minister for Public Works, says the Dominica Labour Party administration is very concerned about constructing highly resilient roads across the country.
Historically, that section of road to Montpros has been in a terrible state. We enter into a contractual arrangement with the Public Works Corporation for $825,000 in the first instance. But as the work was being executed on the ground, we realized that there were a number of other issues that we had to address. One, retaining wall. Two, culverts and extensions, and the issue of drainage.
The Minister for Public Works stated that while government is concerned while enhancing the country's road network, they are also focused on safety.
And we are also looking at the installation of guardrails with reflectors, because you have some very dangerous corners. Because one of the purposes of such an undertaking is to increase safety. And of course, you cannot increase safety by not putting in place the mitigating measures like retaining walls and also guardrails. So we have moved from a contractual sum of $825 to $1.2 million. So you're talking about an additional $400,000 that had to be found and had economic time. So in due course, we're going to see the actual commencement of the laying of the concrete bridges. And as we speak, we are 99% complete with the actual application of the asphaltic concrete. So it's a significant improvement to what previously obtained. And that is consistent with government's plan to address our whole road infrastructure throughout the country.
Parliamentary representative for the Roseau Valley constituency, Honorable Dr. Colin McIntyre, spoke further about the works taking place within his constituency.
We have about a little piece left to do. Probably it's 1 kilometer of road. We are about at least in excess of 900 meters already surface. We are doing some of these road works in terms of your culverts and your concrete road and whatnot. Most of the road has been patched already, which is the second phase, which we'll take our time with, and we should accomplish this mission. The villagers of Mount Prosper are very happy for what we have done in terms of the road rehabilitation. And it took some time, yes, we understand that, but I mean, what we see here is a major resurfacing, excavation, of course, resurfacing and drainage of the Mount Prosper Road. So all in all, I think it's a great project and it will assist our people. Also this morning we looked at the strip of road just from the Coptal Junction to the bridge and looking at beyond the bridge in terms of continuing the Wharton-Waven Road. As we know, there are major challenges with the surface of the road because of the water and drainage. And we are undertaking to repair the drains, do some excavation, opening some of the corners, maybe do some slabbing of some of the narrow bridges, and at least doing some patchwork on the Wharton-Waven Road. But of course, doing a piece surfacing from the junction.
And of course, with all the developments happening within that community, employment opportunities will be created.
We hope to employ quite a few young guys in the village to undertake the drainage. We are already speaking to some folks at Mount Prospect for the Mount Prospect continuation with drains, and of course we are looking at speaking to some of the other folks in the Coptal, Trafalgar, Wharton Waven area in terms of building the drains for the Wharton Waven Road. So we're very happy about that.
In other news, parents and guardians who are unclear about corporal punishment in schools can consult the Education Act, which will allow for such disciplinary action. Speaking at Wesley's Crime, Violence and Anti-Social Behavior discussion recently, Dominica's Attorney General Honorable Levi Peter quoted from Section 49 of that act.
In the enforcement of discipline in schools, degrading and injurious punishment shall not be administered. So, for example, you cannot just go and take a ruler and hit somebody's child across the knuckles and so on, so that you cut them and their blood is outside and so on. That's subsection 1. But it then goes on to say, corporal punishment, which is what you can do, may be administered where no other punishment is considered suitable or effective.
The Attorney General noted that the Act specified the procedure for corporal punishment.
And only by the principal, the deputy principal, or any teacher appointed in writing by the principal for that purpose. And so it is there. The school can. So if the teachers want to, they can. Obviously, every teacher can, as we think, walk around and as they want, see people and just hit them over the head or whatever. But in a disciplined manner, if there's a problem, the teacher reports the problem to the principal can deal with it and if necessary administer corporal punishment. Or alternatively, the school may have its own system, which I know happens in some schools, where the principal has designated certain teachers to be discipline heads or whatever term they give them, and they are given the power and authority to apply corporal punishment as and when appropriate.
Honorable Peter emphasized that any school which claims that it is not allowed to use corporal punishment as a disciplinary measure is shirking its responsibility and should be called out on that. Meanwhile, panelist Honorable Charles Savra, who is Minister for National Security, shared a few thoughts with parents.
If every time you have to discipline your child at home, you have to take a broomstick and hit them, you know, that child will probably grow up to be a problem in society. With all the blows that you give him, all the beating that you beat him, the fight you fight with him, the throw you throw him down, that child will probably grow up to be a problem in society. You have to be able to discipline the child so that he understands what is wrong, which he must not do, and what is right, which he can do. Because, again, I resort to patois, lapidating the child with blows is not going to get the desired results.
These regular panel discussions is a cabinet initiative which provides a forum for residents to talk with law officials on crime, antisocial behavior and violence on the island. And in more news, Dr. Henry Fagan, a plant pathologist and former banana official who worked in Dominica and several other Caribbean islands, has died. Dr. Fagan, who worked with the Windward Islands Banana Growers Association, WINBAN, which is now called the Windward Islands Banana Development and Exporting Company, WIBDECO, succumbed to his illness at his home on Monday evening. According to his son, Anthony Fagan, his father took ill about 3 months ago after he fell in his yard. He remembers his father as a very dedicated individual who was also a disciplinarian. Meanwhile, Dominica's 2011 Carnival Queen Jacinta Fagan, the daughter of Henry Fagan, said she will remember her father for his dedication to his work and his love for God and the family. She said further, and I quote, "He taught us to believe in ourselves and to always focus on God first and to just work diligently in whatever you pursue." Dr. Fagan died at the age of 76 and is survived by his wife, Justine Fagan, son Anthony Fagan, and daughter Jacinta Fagan. 76-year-old Veronica Warrington has the Yes We Care program to thank for her new one-bedroom home. Supervising the Yes We Care program in the Roseau South District, Rosamond Libre, says although the government-run project does not provide housing for the elderly, she was able to gather the desperately needed resources to make Veronica's life more comfortable.
I do my weekly visits, and most times daily, because this lady has been aged, and then she really needed a lot of assistance, like care, and then like proper feeding, and then housing. And when I observed that the house had Mr. Man and myself, we spoke about it, and we were wondering how we could help her. And then, but the Yes We Care program does not provide for housing. So then he, being her next of kin, so to say, he negotiated with GIS Dominica and Company, and then that's how we came about, and we got all the materials for free.
According to Libre, Veronica, who has lived in this house for more than 40 years, has no one to care for her. Kelvin Mann, who is very close to Veronica, feeds her and looks after her on a daily basis. He said he approached GIS Dominica and Company Limited, who provided about $7,000 worth of building materials free of charge to aid Veronica. Mann also solicited the help of a few friends who he's paying per day to finish the task.
I'm grateful for Astafan and especially Prime Minister of Dominica and the Yes We Care program, and my parent Alvin Bernard that assist me, Eden Warrington, and the co-workers I have working with me in the house. I have to thank everybody for the job well done.
Mann went on to describe the structure.
Well, it's a one-bedroom house with a bathroom and toilet, a kitchen, a small dining room, and a bedroom.
Veronica is not capable of expressing herself in clear, coherent sentences, but according to Mrs. Libre, she can tell that the senior citizen is grateful.
She is not able to like specify it, but like on her looks and her behavior, she's very happy for the change.
Yes We Care is a government program which provides care for senior citizens. Government has also mandated free health care for all Dominica's elderly. And that's the English segment of the news. We now join McPherson St. Luce for the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle Creole. Non, moi, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, qui a assis résident ville Gontans pour faire assurer que tous les enfants attendaient l'école l'année académique. Premier ministre a fait parole pendant qu'il était adressé un meeting spécial en Gontans dimanche qui passé. Selon Premier ministre Skerritt, le gouvernement Dominique qui paye l'école des enfants par parents qui passent à Ford. Honorable Skerritt fait parole que le gouvernement Dominique tient commitment No Child Left Behind. Ça a fait assurer que les parents qui paniquent l'argent les mois bout qui tapent assistance par les enfants à eux. En notre nouvel projet où le gouvernement Dominique bâti projet Kai en pays Kalinago, ça marche bien. Membre parlement Honorable Ashton Grano visité le projet la semaine passée.
Nous avons 10 qui déjà fait, nous avons 3 ça ici, nous avons 2 en Concorde, et nous avons 5 à Badaka. C'est ça, c'est un Chinese programme là, nous construisons 17 cailles, 7 en Golette River, et puis on 7 en Crayfish River. C'est les autres là, nous mettons en Saint-Cy, parce que c'est place à pour la caille. C'est ça bien important pour ces gens là, parce que nous avons ici besoin d'élever caillou avec conditions. So c'est pour qui nous avons fait ça. Le gouvernement a comprendre ça, avec yo travailler puis ces Chinese là, avec les Vénézuéliens là pour nous calter caille ça.
En notre nouvel programme, Yes We Care a continué de taper si propre bon Dominicien en société là. Monsieur Kelvin Mann, officier d'ASPA, vient devant au là et taper assistance pour assister à Madame Veronica Warrington, Hod Petit Laivier Fond-Baron et puis en maison. Chef programme Yes We Care pour cela, c'est Madame Roselyne Lebrun.
Elle a été dans de mauvaises conditions et puis nous partons aimer ça. So, ça nous fait, nous allons comment nous allons manger là-bas pour la plus propre et puis mais pour mon été. So, monsieur Man, il négocie et puis GIS Dominica et puis compagnie et puis il y a toutes les matériaux pour manger là qu'on a actuellement. Nous pas encore déjà fini, mais nous tu barre pour faire toujours et puis mais là qui est fini, qui a une bonne place pour mon été. Moi-même qui était giclé aller là.
Moi ça qui ou ka coordonner yes que programme sous pays là nous comme ça mon ka sentir comme ça.
Moi aime travail là oui, c'est puis ça travail moi aime autant, moi toujours aimé et puis travail et puis faire travail et puis vieux monde et puis grand monde. Depuis mon petit, actuellement je fait en os, mais ma maman pas tellement fait. Et puis ça pour ça connaître mon travail avec la Ministry of Health et puis moi trouver connaître autant de bagages là contre tout le monde, vieux monde, toute qualité monde. Et puis moi les mon retire, moi les continuer faire travail ça dans la communauté. C'est pour ça moi travail, moi acheter job là yes week-end puis moi taper.
Madame Lebouin, quand vous merci ces monde là qui viennent devant one assistance là.
Nous le disons autant merci because nous pas savent comment que ça fait. Yes we can pas provide pour manger kaiba monde because nous pas ni qualité l'argent ça. So tout le monde qui ça wende nous dans facile ça. Nous ca dire merci autant et puis nous que voudrait d'autres compagnies faire même bagaille les nous petit projet comme ça.
Et puis finalement, le ministre de l'Éducation a fait parole que l'école secondaire pays a ouvert mercredi semaine là. Parole celle-là en permet d'autres qui concernent l'école et puis l'éducation, sorti du ministère de l'Éducation, honorable Peter Saint-Jean.
Demain, si vous voulez, l'école qui est ouverte pour tous les enfants étudiants en Dominique. Et le ministre de l'Éducation, il a nous plaisir pour annoncer au public là que toute l'école qui est ouverte demain, ça c'est mercredi. Et pendant le holiday là, nous faisons travail en plusieurs écoles. Mais il est nécessaire pour nous dire qu'il y a une de l'école qui nous pas encore fini le travail là qui nous a fait. Nous avons arrangé avec ces contracteurs qui travaillent dans l'école pour qu'ils travaillent après l'école tous les après-midi et aussi au soir. Nous avons dit qu'il n'y a pas de pièce raison pour prendre l'école pas ouverte. Toute l'école secondaire pas ouverte et qui est ouverte pour recevoir les enfants demain.
Honorable Saint-Jean aussi fait annoncement qui concerne North East Comprehensive.
Ou qu'a changé que nous tenions des problèmes à North East. Nous tenions un meeting avec PTA, avec Teachers North East et nous arrangeons ces affaires là puisque nous baillons consolation qui c'est fenêtre là il va parler compte travail là qui n'est pour faire work qui n'est pour bâtir qui nous bâti et mettez ces fenêtres ça en place en à peu près 2 semaines. Et contracteur Jean d'accord qui travaille après-midi après l'école finie et aussi au soir.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nous faire en Creole pour à présent. Donc moi c'est McPherson Luce. Au revoir.
Coming up next, your tip of the day.
Let your spirit take to flight. Let your heart run free and wild. Find your soul in Dominica, the nature isle.
You can save money by avoiding impulse buying. Many of the things you want to buy do not seem all that necessary if you only wait for a day or two. Also, waiting means you will be able to check prices and make an informed decision to buy it at the best possible price. Doing a price check before buying anything expensive can also help you to save money. If you can wait for a while, you can track the prices and grab a great deal when it comes along. And that's National Focus. As usual, we invite your suggestions or comments. Feel free to drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm, or you could visit our website at news.gov.dm. You could also visit our GIS Dominica pages on YouTube and Facebook. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Mervin Matthew. Thank you for watching.